Okay, it's happening. Woohoo! Didn't like that happening for some reason. I had something going in the background and the computer said no. Let's see. If I can get some tunes going in the background. Did it break it? It didn't break it. Woohoo! Alright, living up to the title. Live and from the computer. Yay, winning! Choose rocks. Down. Find these rocks all over the place, and inquiring minds needed to know what the heck is in them. So, better. This is what is inside of these. Not really too good for lapidary. You can see here there is some porous bits. So in some of the black here, it's a little bit too porous. But it's a really cool stone nonetheless. Alrighty. I'll get myself a little bit organized. Just getting some tubs sorted so I can go through Jaspers and funny looking stones that I found. I'm working out what to do with them. Here. And lots of really nice red looking Jaspers. These probably end up in the garden, but they're really vibrant. Oh, the colours in these. Pick up all of them. One of these, though, I'm not going to do something with. A heap of those. Red Jasper. Just going through some of my finds from the other day, Nick. How's it going, buddy? I made you a sheriff as well, too. Finally worked out how to do this live streaming stuff. Oh, that's a funny looking one. The bumbles look really cool. It's trickier than it looks, eh? Can you hear me all right? I'm not sure if the... All right. It's going pretty good. It's been raining and we've had some rolling thunder in the hills here. It's hopefully we'll get a little bit of it, and I'll turn the music down. And yeah, it's been really rumbling. I think we're in for some big storms. Yeah, we've needed some rain for a bit, and it's funny because we're meant to be coming into our dry season, but yeah, there's apparently a week of rain coming our way. So it'll be good. I better hurry up and get my tank set up. Just going through all the other rocks that I found I found a new spot a couple of days ago. Went out for a 6K or 6.5K hike, and yeah, come home with a bucket of Jaspers and funny looking rocks and Cherts, and pockets full of agate, and then also some crazy mini little cute perfectly formed quartz crystals which have some sort of crazy black kind of inclusion in them. So yeah, yeah, it was a wicked day. The first day I've been out in a very long time, and yeah, it was very rewarding. Yeah, with pockets full was awesome, mate. I was like trying to, like, luckily I had cargoes on. I was keeping one pocket from one location, one pocket from the other location. Yeah, it was a bit epic. Hi, Mia. Oh, hey, Ruby. Oh, everyone's popping up. Welcome. Just going through my horde of Jasper and Chert from the other day. Yeah, I had to put the belt. Luckily, I had the belt on real tight. The car wasn't ever too far away, but it was yeah, it was pretty yeah, pockets were full. Managed to find some more Gympieiite, which is something that's only found here. It's a type of chert. Getting a package together for you, Nick, but getting the postal stuff sorted is a little bit hectic. There's lots of yeah, legal declaration stuff I've got to do, and yeah, I'll try and get on top of that sometime soon. But yeah, this is called Gympieiite, and it's like a blue chert. Pretty much only found in the Gympie region, which is about 40 minutes away from where I am. Gympie's also well known for a pretty spectacular gold rush here in Australia. It's one of the few gold rushes we had in Queensland. The other being up at a place called Charters Towers, which everyone locally around there calls Charlie's Trousers. It's a pretty rad spot. Wish I had known about rockhounding when I was up in North Queensland. I could have. I had access to some pretty amazing spots. Yeah, it kind of forms in the same sort of stones. Like in the area, you'll find lots of ironstone pigeon bone, but yeah, it's got no sheen, unfortunately, no player color. It's the blue section here is all chert. I've got some really mad pieces of that. Some more in host rock, so that one you'll have to dig out. But the thing with this Gympieiite is it's really hard. I think it's like 7.5 on the Mohs scale. So it's as hard as agate. Like it can be pretty brutal on saws and grinding wheels. So I've thought about maybe having a bit of a play with some of this, maybe doing some napping. Some more of it there. And then this stuff here, it's kind of like a pale green almost. I'm not saying it is turquoise, but it's turquoise. It can be turquoise in color. When I'm out rockhounding, this is the stuff that I kind of this is the stuff I look out for, because it usually tells me that I've got some of these goodies in tow. It's all from the same spot. This red one is just off its head. Look at the fortifications in that. Borderline. So friggin' red. What's that? Package coming from Australia to the USA, $25 US shipping. Oh, 200 grams. Yeah, I think the package I'm thinking of selling is going to be a bit over 200 grams. Yeah. But yeah, I'll have to look into that, because yeah, there's all sorts of declarations and stuff you have to do, and our Australia Post are really, really finicky with that sort of stuff. So, but once I work it out, I'll be sending heaps of this lovely Jasper over to you guys, because I know how much you all like it. I'll just clear the plate a little bit. This one might require some further investigation. It's either some sort of, it's heavy, but I'm not sure if it's some sort of banded Chert or some sort of niece variety, or yeah. Might go to the gym club with me and get a lash on the saw, I think. There's a few like that, but I'll have a look at. Some more of that Gympieiite in situ in the nodule. I'm not sure what I think that's just some sort of white Chert, but yeah, see that, like if you see the areas that I go hunting in, like everything is red, as like it's either red, like red, like red clay red, or yeah, heaps of ironstone. So when you see stuff that's a little bit out of color, like yeah, you tend to kind of pick it up. This one's got some nice blue in it. This one, yeah, just kind of had some interesting speckles and colors and what have you, and was really heavy. And this one might have some really interesting stuff like inside. Hey, Pigeon Blood, I'm thinking of buying some white potch opal, the stuff they throw away. That's a good question. I've been having a look at a website. I haven't bought anything from there, but I do know of a reputable seller on it, and it's called Opal Auctions. And they seem to have a good safeguard system. There's a guy that lives down the road from me a bit in a place called Yandina called Riley Gunn, and he's got the 53 Frogs shop on Opal Auctions. Maybe check him out. That he has a pretty good reputation for being good sales. He's got lots of tools as well too. If you have a look at his laboratory tool section, there's heaps of stuff. If you're doing Dremel work with Opal, he's got pretty much everything you could need on his play site. So I'll just put that on. Opal Auctions it was. That's .com, and yeah, I'll just put it in there. And 53 Frogs. is Riley's shop, and yeah, he's got some cool stuff on there. I'm not sure if he'd sell potch, but he'd definitely be able to get his hands on some. There was another fella, Opal Mills is another one that might be worth checking out. He's got a YouTube channel, and he's been doing some really cool stuff on his stuff lately. Yeah, I was having a look at some stuff. Like I wanted to get some more attachments for my Dremel, and firstly they were priced in American, and they were going off the current exchange rate, which is not very good at the moment. It was like 60 cents to the dollar or something, and I'm like, eek. And then then there was another, I don't know, $20 delivery fee to deliver something, that's only about 100k down the road. I'm like, hey, that's a bit rough. So it wasn't too sure, but like I said, if you get in contact with him, he might have some sources of common opal. For like I've been watching YouTube videos on there's you guys have got a source of your own opal in the States there. Let's see if I can bring it up on another channel. They were at Tucson. Lapidary Dave did an interview with them. Just having a look to see. Where is it? Excuse me while I just quickly look at the screen blankly. A little bit rude, but just can't think of this person off the top of my head. Oh, gee whiz. Sorry, guys. I'm having a mind blank. Let's get onto the lapidary tags. Spencer Opal, that's it. Spencer Opal Mines. I'm not sure where they are exactly, but they've got some really cool pink opal, common pink opal that might be fun to play with if you want to get some locally. Because all potches is basically just white opal, like white common opal without any player color, and that from what I understand, like you guys have a lot of common opal places in the States. Like I think in California, there's like a yellow common opal that can be found around there. So that's something else to look out for. All potches is common opal. So if you look for sellers in your country that sell common opal, then you're off and away. Like I was saying, like the whole sending from Australia to the States is a bit of a headache, and it has a little bit to do with customs and quarantine kind of regulations. You're waiting, to do live streams from Spencer Opal. Someone was there, that Patrick Donahue, I think it was, just recently. Oh, sorry for bumping the table. He was there just recently and did a video on picking through the hills there. It looks like it'd be an awesome place to go have a fossick. Unfortunately, here in Australia, there aren't there aren't too many places where you can get to do noodling, they call it, when you pick through the mullet heaps, because of people hurting themselves and then consequently suing. So it all changed recently, and places like Gympieites and Lightning Ridge and all of that have closed off the mullet heaps. I think people were falling down into old mine shafts as well too. Just a bit sad, but yeah. So that's kind of closed off. I think you still can go up to central northern Queensland and go noodling for boulder opal, but yeah, just hope no one hurts themselves when they're out doing that sort of stuff, because I want to go out there and have a go at it. This is some more of that stone that I cut up. It always just has these like really interesting kind of white infill features in it. I'm not sure if they may be fossils or not. I'm not 100% sure. I was up at the Bundaberg Gym and Mineral Club doing some stuff up there, and met a geologist who lives not too far from here. So I'm gonna start getting in contact with him and maybe looking at getting some of my more unusual rocks identified and categorized. Anyways, back on to looking at more rocks. Even if I had to by myself. More Jaspers. I think the hematite in these Jaspers are a major contributing factor to the redness of the agates that I've been finding out that area. I do believe that these may have been like shifted here as part of a historic flood event that might have happened a long time ago, because these came out of a hillside about 5 k's from a major river system here in Queensland, and yeah, they're just a little bit out of place. Lots of reds. Now this stuff is very interesting as well too. I'm not sure if this is like black jasper, but usually it does have some conchoidal fractural sort of stuff going on. This one's going to the Gem Club too. You can't even see it on the background. Look at that. Yeah, this one's going to the Gem Club for further investigation. It does have a little bit of that banding like in this. So I'm not sure if it's like one of these varieties, or could very well end up as a garden rock, or it could end up as some carving material. Yet to be determined. But it is in abundance in this area. Other couple ones like this one, another one has a slightly more pink hue to it. It's hard to see in the camera here. Yeah, it's very interesting. Always kind of gets my eye. Yeah, yet to be determined what it is. Like I said, it could be some sort of river smoothed fossils in there, or yeah, it's still to work it out. But very interesting, and like I said, all you're seeing is like red rocks like that everywhere. These ones really kind of stand out, so it kind of gets caught up in the pattern recognition. Sorry, hold on. They are a participant, so I don't understand. So, yeah, sorry, I'm not quite sure what you mean by. You mean to be a participant, like? Oh, they want to buy it. Oh, I don't really, sell too much at the moment. I haven't set up a store as yet. Where in the world are you, Mia? And which big square one? This one that I just had in my hand. This is another variety of Jasper that's quite common around here. It has this kind of custody chalcedony or calcite infield. These ones stand out really nicely as well too, and these ones actually do take a really nice polish. You just got to try and get the sections that don't have the fractures here. But yeah, when you cut these up, they are really, really awesome to look at. There's such amazing details. This one's a little bit interesting too. It's got a lot of pitting in it, and it's got like a layer of kind of chalcedony or chert over it. Let's see here. Sometimes these can be really interesting when you cut them up. So this is another one that's going to the gym club. Just and it stood out because it was all of this kind of texture looks interesting. So whether that kind of goes through to the inside or not, I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, definitely going to go under the saw, that one. It's got some interesting features to it. Got a Canadian. I got a friend who just come back from Canada. She was there for a while, and one of her friends, when they can't identify a rock, they just call it FLR, funny looking rock. So this is just one of those funny looking rocks that warrants a little bit of further investigation. Yeah, the cream color is really cool, isn't it? That's what I was thinking. Real interestingness to it. This one's quite unusual. It's a little bit hard to see, but that's kind of like a very pale green. There's a bit more on that side as well too. And you rarely see the kind of green jasper with the red jasper out here. So this one really stood out, and definitely ended up in the bucket. They are a little bit hard to polish because of all those the channels and lines that go through them, but just as an interesting rock, I couldn't let that one stay on the road. All of these were rescued from a road. They were used as gravel on a backcountry road, so which is fair game for rockhounds here in Australia, just like road cuts. And they even had one of the property owners stop and like, what's this dude doing? Like, got a bucket and he's just looking down. And then, once he realised I was just collecting rocks, he was quite happy to let me be. Unfortunately, I asked him if I could go to the hill where all of these were popped out of, and he said it was just like over like a fence away, and he said, "No, that's owned by someone, and he's a cranky. See you next Tuesday." So at that I left it. Don't want to be upsetting Craig. You see next Tuesdays out here because they yeah, they can be a little bit wild and ready, and it's a little bit like frontier country out in parts of my area. My the area where I live in itself is a bit like that as well too, a bit like the wild west. Got a whole bucket full to go through, so just going through. I've just had them in the soak and had these cleaning in citric acid. This one up because it was really porous and it had like a little bit of a purple color to it, and this might be because it's so soft, it might be really good to practice practice some carving with. Hi Ken, I hope that's how you pronounce your name. Welcome to my live stream. A little bit gritty, so but yeah, this might be a really good one to practice some relief carving. So I think I've got a few of those. Oh, that's another kind of banded shirt. A little bit fractured up, but could turn out. I'm gonna have to get myself a tumbler for some of these. I think could be a good tumbler candidate, or cut it up. Yeah, it's just interesting. Kind of popped out. I'm not sure why I picked that one up. Might have had just that little bit of glump. This could be another cutter as well too. Bits of white poking out. So yeah, some sort of conglomerate or brecciated stone. Just was interesting again, like in a backdrop of stones like this, red, which there was abundance of. Like I left so many Jaspers behind because I've got so many of them at the moment. Yeah, these were just a little bit more on the interesting side, and you know, if anything, if they don't turn out to be anything, you know, they'll just end up as, you know, landscaping rock gardens. So part of my rock garden, which is starting to look very colourful. But yeah, just a real interesting one. Again, more really nice Jasper. You know, it's hard to not pick them up sometimes. Especially like when you know, this one was just so smooth and shiny, like on a dirty, dusty back road. Like it was just kind of begging to come home. So again, if nothing, it'll end up as part of my rock garden. And here's another piece of that Gympieiite. I think this was the first one I found on the first little expedition. Hey Nick, welcome back. So yeah, this Gympieiite, really loving this stuff, and yeah, this is a good chunk of it. There's nice facet in there waiting to pop out, I reckon. Very cool. There's a guy, Pigeon, that he made a 10-in-1 lapidary tool for $75. It was a yeah, it was on YouTube. From a what was his studio? Sweet Gum NYC. Check his out. He's got a check out this guy's 10-in-1 lapidary machine. It is seriously off its head. That's the one, Pigeon. Yeah, it is. Did you see that one as well too? I was blown away. I really like the whole DIY side of things. Like, come from a family of engineers, so yeah. Why buy something when you can make it? Oh dear, out of coffee. Yeah, I really like this stuff, and it really polishes up well too. This one was a little bit funny. Anything with lines on it kind of gets my attention. Again, I think it's just some sort of quartzite variety. More chromatic Jasper. Probably the colour's not really showing too well there. Another good DIY guy that I saw was on currently rockhounding. It was Mike Sakinski with 3D printers. Sorry, having a mind fart there. Put a little link in there. Check that guy out. He's I like his attitude. He wants to make lapidary, affordable and accessible to people. Like, 'cause from an engineering perspective, you're looking at it, when you're breaking it down into its raw components, it's just a friggin' motor, a motor attached to a pulley, attached to some wheels, and like with the exchange rate, like you're looking at $3,000-4,000, for a cabbing machine, which is basically limits you to just doing cabs. Flat laps are like a little bit more than cabbing machines, but they'll just seem to be a little bit more versatile. Like, you can do cabs on a flat lap, you can do perfectly flat, specimen pieces and face polishing. You can also, if you get a mast or a handpiece or a jam peg, you can do faceting with the flat lap. So I kind of like flat laps a little bit more. Yeah, some really cool stones in this one. This is the common sort of jasper we find with the quartz infill. Yeah, lots of material for the flat lap. Some of it might even end up carving. I've pretty much got every kind of diamond sintered Dremel bit now that I need, going all the way from 80 grit to like a 5,000 polish with a Nova. So yeah, I'm really keen to get like a carving workstation going and playing with some of these. Some more of that green stone. This is the indicator stone that tells me to get my eyes tuned in, because there's usually some really nice agate or chalcedony close by. Quartzite from the area has a lot of red staining from it, iron staining. Very iron rich area, lots of sulfides out of here. There's areas not too far from me that are gold bearing areas like Gympie, and out in Bigoton as well too, which is west of me. Gold and silver out at Bigoton, which is really exciting. They also have some pretty amazing mineralogy out there. I found some nice zeolites and Also, lots of gypsum, like I found some really nice selenite. This one I'm really excited about. It's like some sort of jam sandwich. But has that the red agate and then custody seeds in it. And that splits all the way through. There you go. Yeah, you can see it there. All that mad jelly seams. I'll be interested to see if I can get a couple of cuts out of this one and how that might polish up. These are, yeah, this is some very common out in this area. Like the closer you get to the Mary River, which is like the main river system in this area, the more you start seeing these kind of Jaspers. I call them custodies because they got the custard yellow sort of bill in them. A little bit more of that interesting bluey black stone. Again, it just kind of popped. It was shiny and it was sitting in amongst all the red. So it went in the bucket. It got a ride home with me. As a real Bond would say. It got a ride home with me. Oh, there we go. That's more of that. Let's see. Pocket handful of this green stuff. This stuff. Bam! Yeah, I wouldn't mind like MacGyvering some sort of like Gempeg system or handpiece system for my flat lap. I'm a member of a community shed, which is like the most decked out woodworking like shed for the community out here, and really want to make my own kind of attachment for the flat lap so I can do some faceting. Like if you look right back to ancient times, like they didn't have the the big BJs or the big precision cutting machines. Like I'd like to have a crack from the way they did it old timey style. And this is some like green kind of quartzite, not quite adventurine, I don't think. But this, if you can get it without the fractures, it polishes up really nice as well too. Takes a really good polish. Yeah, we've got well, I'm a member of two clubs, so I'm a member of the community shed and I'm a member of my local gem and mineral society, and yeah, both of them are really cool. Like, some good people there, access to some some awesome equipment, and these things are really good assets for remote regional communities, which is what I live in. I live out the back of Burke, basically, like without swearing, bomb F nowhere. But I like it like that. I'm at the edge of a beautiful forest that is thousands and thousands of hectares strong, and that goes all the way out to the beach to a place called Tin Can Bay, out in the Fraser Coast area of Queensland, and it's stunning. I love it out here. Here's some bluey green quartzite. Yeah, this stuff, like I said, polishes up really nice, and again tells me to get my eyes kind of tuned in because there's agates afoot. Let's see if I shine a light on that if they show up a little bit more green. Yeah, that gives it a little bit better idea of the colour. A little bit washed out. I'll have to muck around with some of these settings, I think. Yes, what I've been picking up. Yeah, this is kind of, wouldn't say like this is more the common stuff that we find in the area that's very abundant. So I wouldn't say it's the B grade stuff. It's to come home it has to be some of the better varieties of that. Here's another one of those kind of blue black stones, but with more infill. So again, this one might end up on the saw as well too, and I might have another look at some of these, see if I can get some areas that aren't pitted, but they do seem to have a lot of pitting, which is really hard to get a good polish on stones that are soft and pitty. So, another one here. That's another chunk of Gympieites with the host rock on top of it. This is going to be a nice cutter. There's a shore off the front. Should be getting some nice slabs out of that one. Okay, another banded Cherts variety. At first, I used to think these were might be petrified wood, but yeah, they're more a kind of Cherty rhyolitic kind of mix of stone. But yeah, again, they kind of pop out when all you see is red. This one might be kind of showing a little bit of purple in the end here, so this might be worth putting on the saw and having a further look at. I haven't cut too many of these ones. Oh, another nice piece of that Gympieites as well too. This one kind of shows the. It does look a little bit like a bow now, doesn't it? But I think it's just some sort of river tumbled rhyolitic kind of mix, maybe Cal-70 rhyolitic or Cherty. It's a bit hard, it's hard to get a distinct ID on some stones because they are they a conglomerate of different stones. Another piece of that Gympieite. Some of these dollar ones. This one was interesting because it kind of had this whole mushroom top going on, so it's like a quartzite kind of doming over like some sort of basalt, and it's heavy as well too. But yeah, it was a weird one, that one. So that got a ride home with me. This one's going on the cutter for sure. It could be just a little nodule of Gympieites. So definitely get a cut and cut along those seams there and that one there. Let's see what's in there. Yeah, kind of tile them up and do a mosaic would be really cool, hey? Yeah, I've definitely got enough colours in my palette here to do something really cool like that. Once I get my lapidary workshop set up, which I'm getting very close to pulling the pin on. I've been collecting building materials and supplies. I've just picked up a whole heap of roofing iron on Friday to contribute to it. I've got the poles, just need a bit more bits of wood, and I'm going to be raising the lapidary studio. Yeah, this is what a lot of, you see a lot of rocks like this, but then on the inside they can be quite stunning in cut and color and appreciation. Nice piece of jasper with kind of calcite, I think, running through it. Lots of these as well too in the area. This one definitely will be cutting up, and I might be doing some polishing on this one, or I might just base polish it as is on the to be decided. Kind of Jaspers stuff. I think when it kind of gets into that mauve color like this, it's like moving more into like a rhyolitic jasper, which the area is very renowned for. But sometimes you can get, you know, a nice little piece out of that. Okay, multicolored jasper. This one's got a bit of a bluey purpley tinge to it. Some caring cutting. Could get a couple of caps out of this too. Wouldn't mind like getting a big scale tumbler at some stage. I've seen one they're using go-kart wheels for the barrels, so I wouldn't mind getting my hands on one of those and having a bit of a play with some of these river rocks. Just interesting. Yeah, if anything, they just if anything, they might end up as really cool garden rocks. Just one or two more. Yeah, this one kind of got my attention. It kind of looks like it's got some dendritic action happening on there. So doesn't look like much there, but on the inside, a little bit of fortification maybe. There we go. All right, down to the little ones. Colour happening there. These are the ones that end up being high contenders for going on to the next level, because they're kind of the right size to work. Fit on the flat lap really well. But again, this would possibly also make some really good tumbles as well too, which I may consider getting into at some time. I want to have solar power set up if I'm doing tumbling though. It doesn't eat into my electricity. Little pieces of gympieite. Kind of in abundance in this area, and I think that is due to some historic flood events. They're meant to be kind of, the main source of this is meant to be kind of west of Gympie, Kilcavane, around that area, but they seem to have ended up in this area, which again may have been from a historic flood event from the Mary River. Some really cool colours, and yeah, this stuff, like I said, polishes up really nicely. This one made it into the bucket because it had like a seam there. It could be like a jasper agate. Yeah, kind of looks like a seam of seems a bit going through there and there. It could have been a bigger brecciated stone. But it stood out and it got it right home. Hey buddy, welcome back. Yeah, very interesting ones. I like them. They stood out. They got it right home. Some more Gympieites. I just can't stop picking this stuff up. It really stands out. Might just get a face cut and a polish. Seems to be some interesting layers going on in this one. A little bit different to other ones I found. I picked all of these up dry, so I wasn't quite sure what they might be. I didn't have a spray bottle with me on this hunt. But it got a ride home. It's an interesting one. There's a smaller version of the one where I cut that I showed at the start. This two might get a working over, and they're real shiny to, even without the water on them. They hold their shine really well, so it makes me think some of them might polish up okay. Jasper. Every now and then the sun hit it in the right way and it ended up in the bucket. Greenies. I do like these green ones. The camera's not really doing it the best justice. It has like a real pale kind of turquoisey green to it. I'm not saying it's turquoise, but it has that kind of pale turquoisey colour. It kind of contrasts a little bit. We're getting to the end of the little show and tell. These are really nice. They just end up in the bucket. They're nice and smooth like that. And they were pretty shiny, like without water. They'll end up in the bucket. That one will definitely get a couple of nice cuts out of it. It doesn't have too much internal fracturing or healed fractures. Something you need to look out for when you're going through Jasper. Nice little piece of Cherts Gympieites. That one's good to go. This one might end up napping. It might end up as a that almost feels like it has been napped. I wonder if this is an artifact. I might have to get that looked at. It's got a backing edge and a cutting edge. Could very well be. It's looking a little bit napped, doesn't it? This is hard enough that it could have been used as a knife, as a cutting implement. That one might have to go aside, I think. Green quartzite. And this stuff polishes up real nice. That's really interesting. Focus. When you polish it up, you can really get distinct green and kind of creamy colours. It does look work, doesn't it? That one's Never really noticed it before, and I've picked up lots of these sorts of stones, but that looks like some distinct edge geometry going on there. I've been watching me Forged in Fire. If it is, the laws here in Australia are that we need to notify the correct authorities. It's against the law to own Indigenous artifacts. This one definitely feels like it's been worked, even it's got the back straight edge, so might have been a little cutting tool, scraping tool. If not, that's what it might end up being. But yeah, interesting, that one. Yeah, that one requires some further investigation. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, I don't claim to be an expert on artifacts. It's not something that that you find quite regularly here in Australia, not like the arrowheads that you find over in the States. So it's not something that you find quite readily. But then there's a lot of people that kind of get their imagination gets away with them, and it's this, it's that, or, just because it's in that shape doesn't mean that it was actually any humans had touched it. Sometimes nature can create shapes like this. All of this stuff has definitely been river tumbled, so whether this was in the churn and got fractured up in a really rapid torrent, I just don't know. But I am putting that one aside, and I do have some people that might be able to tell me. So I'll go to the Brains Trust on that. Imagine, I've seen it so many times on some of the Facebook groups I'm associated with. And I'll take a piece of interesting quartzite with red quartz. That's not just iron stained, that's iron ore that's kind of seeped into it. Something that's another common thing found in this area. It can look really interesting because usually it's mixed in with like a milky quartz. It can be quite striking. Oh, here we go. This one's a nice piece of green quartzite. This one will polish up super nice. Again, it kind of looks a little bit bluish, but when you in real life, it is a really kind of verdant green. I have to work on getting my color saturation settings sorted on with my new camera setup. But yeah, that'll polish up really nice. I get a few stones, a few nice little tabs out of that for pendants. Ooh, this one too. Such a striking red and contrast with like that kind of purple. This is definitely going to go to the wheel of destiny. It's almost kind of plumy inside there, like where all the red jasper is. So kind of like a mix between plume and brecciation, which is kind of cool. I've polished a few of these up before, and they turned out really nice. Looking forward to putting on some more. This one has like a bit of where the whitish area is this one. Oh, the black cap. Yeah, it does look really cool. That one I just put in there ready to go. Oh, lost in the big tub. Yeah, they do come up really good. This one's another one. These ones come up really good. It's got the red and the pink. Again, a bit hard to, the colour's getting washed out a little bit here. But yeah, all that white stuff is more of a pink than it is what's showing here. And again, that's ready to just go straight on the wheel like that size. Bam. These ones are old too, and these two polish up really well. Lovely jubbly. Purpley Jasper and red. Next thing I have to get is, oh no, I've got some, I've got to pick it up. I bought some lighting to help me with this. Well, I got someone in town to get me some from Aldi when they're on special. Yeah, this one's really nice as well too. Nice. And a banded Jasper with purple Jasper in the middle. Could even be like an amethyst kind of variety. Getting to the bottom here. Banded shirt, Gympieiite. I'm not sure what this one is. I think this just might be some sort of quartzite. Must have stood out, must have shined. Picked it up. More of that purple or mauve and red Jasper as well, or lytic Jasper. Definitely some contenders here. Very, very red Jaspers. Another little piece here. Really interesting how the fractured and then re-healed, and it needs to be a lot of fun to polish. Kind of a little custody piece. Not sure if this is like a chalcedony or not. It's very shiny, very smooth. This one might end up going to the grinder as well too. Could be a yellow Jasper. Lovely mauve stuff. Wasn't sure about this one. It kind of has a bit of a rough background, a little bit like petrified wood. But I don't think it is. I think it's just like some sort of brecciated stone. But it was interesting enough to get in the bag and go home. Some more chert. Could be chalcedony. What's that one there? A bit of pink quartzite. And a little bit more of this one. Yeah, I think that'll look that. Oh, I'm only talking to myself, so, but thanks for coming along. Hooroo.